What's going on YouTube? JT's Reborn here, and I want to do a quick little video while I'm busy working on all those like animated movie reviews. I'm, writing some of the scripts right now, and I don't want to film everything until I have everything written at some point, and I guess I'm going to have more time to work on these since my college pretty much moved to online and my work is telling everybody to work from home. So I'm going to be at home a lot, pretty much locked away from everybody, and I'll have more chances to write and focus on putting out content like with the reviews and stuff. So I guess there's that. So, but while I'm here, I wanted to ask everybody, with the world going kind of crazy, I just wanted to talk about some things that I really liked, and I hope that those watching this video can share that joy with me, talk about things that they like. So, it got me thinking, since I do a lot of DC stuff, and I read a lot of books, it got me thinking, like, what are some of my favorite comic books from DC? And more recently, basically from Rebirth onward. There's a lot of classic stuff too, but I really wanted to focus on like Rebirth and onward, and maybe recommend some other more recent comic books that I'm a fan of. That's not necessarily DC. So I want to go ahead and start with a few recommendations of books that I really liked reading, at least for my personal tastes. This is going to be pretty much DC, and there's really not going to be too much Marvel here because like I haven't really been reading any Marvel, but if you've been reading it, be sure to let me know what you're reading and what you really like in the comments below. But we're going to talk about some DC stuff here because a lot of my new subscribers are big DC fans who've been following my channel for a lot of that content. So to start this out, I'm going to start with the best thing that came out of DC Rebirth, hands down by far, these Super Sons. This is just universally loved. It's the storyline of Batman and Superman's son, Jonathan Samuel Kent and Damian Wayne, and their dynamic and their friendship, the various adventures that they go on throughout this entire book. This is the omnibus, and it pretty much covers all their appearances up to the end of the Super Sons book, and then it doesn't include the Adventures of the Super Sons, which was a mini series that was written basically after Brian Michael Bendis came in and sent John Kent away and aged him up for whatever dumb reason, and we lost the Super Sons. So this includes everything before that happened, and I know a lot of fans really hated the fact that Super Sons was canceled. I was really disappointed about it too. At least I got the Adventures of the Super Sons, and for what they're doing with the character now of John Kent, I do kind of want to do a video about like how the Super Sons were pretty much just destroyed for no good reason. I kind of want to do something along the lines of that at some point, because after the fact, a lot of other stuff happened, but I guess let's try and focus on some of the more positive stuff right now. This book here, and I know a lot of people on my channel love Super Sons. I talk with them all the time about it. Everyone's still upset that we lost this book. And I don't think anybody really understands the reason as to why we had to lose the Super Sons. I'm kind of hoping with this whole DC thing, maybe they can go back in time, erase all the current stuff, and get us back to where the Super Sons are. At least I'm getting the Super Sons content in Tom Taylor's Deceased Dead Planet, and there's supposed to be a Super Sons short story in the 80th anniversary Robin comic book that's supposed to come out this week, which I'll talk about when that's released. But I highly recommend anybody, please read Super Sons. Pick up this omnibus. It's I don't know how much it was online. This was, I think it was like $70 I got, but this has got a lot of issues in here. What do we have? Superman's 1 through 16. We have the annual. We have the Dynamite special. We have Superman this, Superman, Teen Titans crossover. We have a short for the holiday special. We got pretty much all their appearances together during the DC Rebirth era, and it was utterly fantastic. It's like their whole adventures, all their storylines together, everything collected into one big beautiful omnibus. Anybody who reads this, I truly think the vast majority of you will love it. If you haven't read it already, check out Super Sons. It's fantastic. Other DC stuff, pretty much during the Rebirth era, before things kind of shifted over, that I recommend reading too. There was a great Green Arrow Rebirth run, which I thought was fantastic. Batman Beyond is still going strong. It's one of the few titles that stayed consistently good. Detective Comics right now with Peter J. Tomasi is quite good. James Tynion's Batman book is it's not so bad so far. I'm kind of enjoying it. Red Hood and the Outlaws was good up until they separated them until Bizarro and Artemis went to a completely other different reality, and now they've come back and started to pick up steam a bit. But for a year was that Nightwing. The less we say about that, the better. Hopefully that book turns things around because it's been tough to read. Superman Rebirth was really strong. Superman Action Comics. Before Brian Michael Bendis came in with his Man of Steel miniseries, which pretty much from that point onward, the Superman books haven't been good. I know a lot of people like Justice League when Scott Snyder took over, so I recommend checking it out. DC Metal was good too. Teen Titans was hit or miss. The current Teen Titans book, I definitely did a lot of stuff on my channel in regards to that, so you can check that out. But those are just a couple of books that I recommend from DC, and definitely Super Sons is the number one that I think everybody should check out. Now, moving on to other books. Like I said, I don't really read too much Marvel stuff, so I don't have any Marvel books right now. But if you have any that you read that you really like, let me know your thoughts below. But I got some other books here. They're more recent, but they're kind of like part of another large universe. These are the MonsterVerse tie-in books. Now, for those who can tell, I love the MonsterVerse. I got a giant Godzilla King of the Monsters thing in all of the movies. I've been doing a lot of MonsterVerse content on my channel for pretty much since its inception. So here's the first book. This is Godzilla Awakening. Now, I guess a lot of this has been rendered like out of continuity a bit. So, but for the most part, I think this is a nice, solid storyline that's set before the 2014 film. I read it. The artwork could have been a little bit better, but it's worth checking out. It's quick, easy there. This is when they started dubbing it the MonsterVerse, as you can see here. This is Skull Island, the Birth of Kong. It's set like, it's kind of like goes a bit of a prequel, and it's also a bit of a sequel to Kong Skull Island. And it follows the adventures of Houston Brooks, the character from the Kong Skull Island. That's one of the scientists, and his son crashing onto Skull Island. And you see that Kong has definitely gotten bigger. You see a bit of King Kong's origin story with his parents. It is a nice, emotional issue showcasing that. I think the artwork is really nice, and I think it's definitely something worth checking out if you haven't gotten the chance to already. So we have Skull Island, Birth of Kong, and then we have Godzilla Aftershock, which is a sequel to the 2014 film, while also being a prequel to Godzilla King of the Monsters, this film. Now, this follows the adventures of Muto Prime, Amaterasu, and the adventures after that. You see Serizawa in there. You see Godzilla fighting the Muto Prime. Some pretty cool stuff. You see how he got his spikes and all that. I recommend checking this one out. Pretty violent, pretty brutal, but it is fun. Other Godzilla books I recommend checking out most of all. There's some IDW stuff, which is really, really strong if you're a fan. Godzilla in Hell. Godzilla in Hell is the story of Godzilla in Hell. Is like these very stories that are just pretty much all told visually. You see, even like the first panel, you see Godzilla falling in hell. You get all this beautiful, gorgeous artwork of artists telling different storylines, still told pretty much strictly through their artwork. So I really recommend that you check out Godzilla in Hell. I mean, these are just a couple of panels right here, but the artwork is absolutely gorgeous. And then checking out the other IDW Godzilla comic books. So those are a couple of bits of my recommendations. Like I said, primarily DC stuff, at least since the start of Rebirth, that I think is worth checking out. I pretty much dropped a lot of my stuff in my pull list, though. There's a lot of books in DC that used to be quite strong. They've really gone downhill. I'm hoping for the best, but again, it's kind of hard sometimes to hope for things when the quality has dwindled quite a bit, especially considering how good it was at the start of Rebirth and where it is now. But if you got to read some stuff, if you haven't already, or if you haven't read it in a long time, check out some of these books that I recommend. Check out Super Sons for sure. And yeah, like I said, I just want to make this quick video. The world's kind of going crazy right now with everybody in all this panic mode and stuff. I just want to take a moment just for a little bit of escapism and talk about things that I liked. And for those of you who are commenting on this video, let me know your thoughts down below. What are some of your favorite comic books? Doesn't have to be DC, Marvel, it could be anything. Some of the more recent stuff you're reading. Let me know in the comment section down below. We'll talk about this stuff some more. Thank you all so much for watching this video. For all of you who've subscribed to the YouTube channel just passed 900 subscribers. It's getting really close to that 1,000 subscriber mark, and I can't wait to finally pass it. I've been trying so hard for so long, and I feel like I'm so close to getting it. Hopefully by the end of this month, I'll be able to pass that 1,000 sub mark. So, yeah, that's all I got to say. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts down below. Tell me your favorite books. That's it. Stay safe out there. I know with everything going crazy. Be smart. Be safe. We'll get through this. We will. And then we can go back to our normal everyday lives. So that's my intention. Once again, thank you so much for watching this. Take care now. Bye-bye then. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace.